Hello. Well, this time next week, we're going to be back in school together. That being the most beautiful word, I think. That real life together for which there is no substitute. If this has taught us anything, it's that, yeah, humans have found amazing ways to connect, but there is nothing like really being together. We don't even need to be touching, we just need to be in a room together. It's something in our nature, I think, something deep in our DNA that we are social animals. And next week, that's going to happen. We're going to be allowed to do that again. Still within lots of safety boundaries, of course, but just cast your mind back to what it felt like, when we were allowed back the first time, and that excitement and that bubble was just wonderful. And I, for one, can't wait to hear some young people's laughter. I think, if anything, that's the thing that I've missed the most, that the group laughter and giggles that used to ring down the corridors. Yeah, I didn't realise I'd missed it so much until it had gone. That's like a lot of things, isn't it? We don't know what we've missed until we don't have it anymore. So lots of lessons learned. But I think some of you are going to be slightly anxious about going back as well. And that's understandable. And you need to support each other. So if you have got a friend who's feeling a little bit wobbly about it all, please try and support them. I think a young person supporting another young person is worth its weight in gold, actually, because you're living the same kind of experience, aren't you? And that's, really, really important. So make sure that you're sending them messages or managing to speak to them on Zoom or whatever it is. So if you know somebody's struggling a little bit, please go out of your way to support them and to be kind to them. And when you're in school and you're feeling a little bit, I'm a bit wobbly and things are quite anxious, you know that there are people in school that can support you and that want to support you. So please access that support team. That is what we are here for. And we want you to do well. We want you to thrive, and we want you to be excited by being back in school, because we know that the learning will improve and that you will improve as a person when you are socialised and when you're together. So bring it on next week, which reminds me that some of you, and I'm very guilty of this as well, have probably set the old alarm clock for a little bit later than you're going to need to get into school. I know a lot of you have got longer journeys as well, or getting on a bus or what have you. So why don't you start to practice that a little bit now? You've got a few days to do that, just to get your body clock, I suppose, working back into that new time shift. So start getting yourself up a little bit earlier, possibly even thinking about, if you've lived in leisure wear or activity wear or whatever they call it, it might be time to start putting your jeans back on and your jumper and what have you, and just trying to bring that kind of normality back. And obviously you've got to get your uniform ready for next week. But yeah, I just think setting your alarm clock to a more realistic time for the next few days, just to get you into practice. Even if you don't necessarily get up at that time, it's going to start your body clock waking up a little bit earlier, if that's been an issue for you. But for some people, I think it will have been, because you've knocked off at least half an hour of your day by not having that transport. So let's get back into those good habits, I think, and try and ready ourselves. So there'll be the whole packing your bag the night before, making sure you've got everything that you need for the day ahead of you. And those habits sometimes do drop off a little bit, don't they? So it would be good to get back into all those habits as well. You've got new habits, I'm sure. Some of them will probably have to go during term time. So have a bit of a think about that as well. But don't be glum about it. Just think, yes, but the payoff is that I get to see X, Y, and Z. And my friendships will be reunited in some instances. But I think my message for this week is be ready to be really kind to people, and be ready to accept kindness. Because that's the flip side of it, isn't it, I think? We often see ourselves as, the strong individual, that we can cope, we can get on with this, I can do this for myself. Sometimes we just need that little bit of extra support. So let it happen. Embrace that too. And say thank you and be grateful and full of gratitude for those that are willing to be kind to us. So give and accept kindness in equal measure, and be prepared, because we can count down the days now until we're walking those corridors and learning together. So I can't wait to see you. Take care, have a wonderful weekend. Get yourself all ready, prepared, and excited. Yeah, be excited, because it's going to be great. I'll see you soon.